Good evening, everybody. And Tuason Racing and Phoenix Pulse Philippines is going to bring you back to the racetrack and bring you the Phoenix Pulse Young Drivers Program on track. And this year, we're super excited to bring this back to you because we have been taking a break for 2020. This year, 2021, we are going to find the newest young driver who we're going to make into a racing superstar. My name is Jp Tuason, the CEO and founder of Tuason Racing, and you guys are here on Riding Shotgun Conversations Season 2. Okay, so for tonight, our guest is the first Phoenix Pulse Young Drivers Program winner when it was launched in 2019. This promising young talent has now grown into a bona fide race car driver. He's gained a lot of confidence through his racing program with the Phoenix Pulse Young Drivers Program. He's had his ups and downs, and tonight we're going to get to know him much, much better, and he's going to talk to us about his experience in the program. So without further ado, let's call on down Mr. Raffy Rabe. Woohoo!
Hello, guys. What is up?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man? Long time no see.
I'm okay. I'm doing great. And
What have you been busy with?
I've been just helping out the family business and playing Call of Duty, for the past years since of the pandemic,
Yeah, it's interesting because I've actually seen some of your streams, and I used to play Call of Duty. I'm not very good, but it's really interesting to watch you online. But I think to get into really what the meat of tonight is going to be all about is we want to talk about your journey being the YDP or Young Drivers Program champion for 2019.
Yeah.
So maybe you can walk us through your experience in the actual program leading up to the races. So this is the actual search.
What happened was I was just at home and my friends were telling me, "Hey, man, Tuason Racing just made a post about V1." Because I was before that post, I always used to watch V1. I used to watch V1 with Luis because he's my close friend, and I was watching Daniel Miranda, Luis, Tyson, and the others, and I was always at the track, being a supporter of my friends. And one time, after that season, you guys made a post, Tuason Racing made a post, and like Luis and my friends were like, "Hey, man, Tuason Racing just made a post about a possible sponsorship about in running V1, and I was like, wow, okay. I don't even know if I have what it takes, but they told me it was like, "Hey, man, you should still give it a shot. You should try registering," and I did, not knowing. In a couple of weeks, I found out that I was part of the top. After the screening, the initial screening, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And thereon, after like a couple of days and of nervousness, and we were invited to the ceremony, right? And it was very exciting for me. And you still didn't know who won. You still did not know who won. Really, right. Until on the spot, I was like, wow. Then when they were announcing the winners, I was like, damn. It would be really cool if I was part, but then I wasn't really hoping for it, because there were a lot of great drivers out there too. And there I was really shocked when they announced my name as the main driver for that. I was like, wow, that is actually amazing. And hopefully, I do my best. And, my co-drivers, Tara and Patrick, they were there with me, and I was just so happy. I was just happy. I was just, very shocked. I'm honestly speechless about it.
We were waiting for you to get emotional and to cry. It just didn't happen. So
I was honestly just speechless. Like, what? It's me? I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was a great night. We announced it at the Polo Club with all of the fanfare and people there, and no, bumagyo, right? I mean,
it was
rained really hard.
It was raining too.
Oh my god, yeah. But we finally got it to happen, and we awarded you there. And from that point, it was very quick. We went straight into practice, right?
Yes, sir. Right after a week, we went straight up. We went straight to BRC. get the action
Mhm.
going, get the practice going, so you can actually get to know the car more.
Right. So we actually have a couple of photos of you driving the car, right? So
Yes.
let's move on. So there we are at BRC. Somebody's gone off behind you, right?
Yeah, he was actually ahead of me at the time that I saw him like, I'm not sure what happened there, but then what was on my mind that time is, I think that was practice, so it was fine.
Okay.
um and all I was thinking, man, you just gotta keep focused. You gotta do your thing. You gotta keep your literally your eye on the road and focus up and just be doing better the next lap, better on that lap itself, because that was right before the main straight. So
That's right.
I can't mess up. You gotta keep focused at the time.
So so let's talk about the training, right? I mean, how did you get trained for the races? What did you learn?
Well, before I was racing in V1, I was actually racing in a rear-wheel drive car, so it helped. It helped. If you came from a front-wheel drive car or an all-wheel drive car, it might have been a bit harder. But then again, I came from a rear-wheel drive car, so I kind of knew the basics on how it slides. But then this is a single-seater car. It's a mid. It's a mid-engine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like, it's not front engine, so it's the dynamic is it's quite a bit different, and I really had to get adapted to it. I had to get used to it. So I was just thankful that Coach Mark Goddard was there, and he really helped me understand how the car moves, and how what will happen if it slides, because he told me, he just helped me gain the trust of the car. Trust the car. This isn't your normal car like the BRZ or like other rear drive cars. This is a single seater car. This is a single seater formula based car. It is a lot safer. It's a lot more fun to drive, and
Okay.
you should trust it. You should trust in it more. So yeah, that helped me a lot. The motivation and the practice sessions, of course. The
So
time.
so after doing some laps and some practice in the car at BRC,
Mhm.
let's talk about the races, right? How did the races go for you?
Well, of course, the first few races in BRC, admittedly, it didn't go too well. But then I used it as motivation. I had to use it as motivation, because I didn't want to end on that note, right? So I practiced harder and harder and harder. Practice smarter, of course, and started to listen to my coach. And what happened was, in first race, I could have bagged fourth or third, if I'm not mistaken. I was right behind Ice. I made a mistake of the last few laps. I really wanted to go for the dive, go for the overtake, but then I made a mistake, so I ended up in a ditch. But then again, I learned from that mistake. You have to choose the timings. You have to time it rightly. Okay, you can't
Right.
just blindly overtake all the time, go for the dive all the time. You have to do it smartly. So I learned from that. And moving on to the next few race weekends, it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot, and there, as you guys can see in the picture, I was able to bag third because of patience and striking at the right time.
And that's amazing to be able to go from no professional racing experience to get
Yeah.
into a single seater, and in your first season be on the podium, right? And
Mhm,
the
mhm.
guys that you were racing against actually have several years of experience racing on the circuit, driving more powerful cars, and there you are, right beside them. Um, you were in great company. Red Diwa was the
Yes,
champion for not only Formula V1 but also for the Vios Cup
for
in
Vios. Wow.
2019.
So he's
So
really good.
so he's really
He's
good.
really
He's
good.
really good. He really put a lot of time and effort into
Mm.
it. So for you to be on the grid and not only on the grid but on the podium with it, it speaks a
Mhm.
lot about the performance that you put in for Formula V1. So I guess what I want to get to now is you've done the race series. you've been with all these fantastic drivers.
Yeah.
You've partnered with Rian Ramos, with Patrick, you with Tara.
Yes.
You did the endurance race together. What
Mhm.
are the key learnings that you took from this experience, and what would you like to share with up and coming drivers?
Wow. Honestly, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. As you said a while ago, I came from a non-professional, well, grassroots, if I'm not mistaken, like grassroots programs in racing, and yeah, I never really raced grid properly before I joined V1. So all I was doing time attacks, practice sessions, by yourself,
Mhm.
and it was the first time I was in an actual grid race with same cars as everyone else. It was really crazy. You know, um, I learned how to race with against other people, like actually race against them. And it was very terrifying at first because always you had a lot in mind, you had a lot of stuff going on in your mind, but then you have to be able to block off those. I learned how to focus. I had to focus on myself and how to strategy on the spot. Decision making. There was a lot that I've learned. Like as I said before, being patient. You can't just go blasting your way through, striking all the time, just going for the dive all the time. You can't be doing that. And I learned through the races that you have to do it smartly. You have to do it smartly, and it worked for me. And I think it really did show. It showed how I improved because of the first few races on BRC. I didn't really do too well, but then I used it as motivation. And when we went to CIS and the next few races, I was slowly improving, and I was able to get a podium. I think two or three, if I'm not mistaken. That was really, really,
Yeah.
really good. That was beautiful for me, and I was really happy with those.
Fantastic. All right. So
Yeah.
basically, we've come to the end of the show, and we'd like to ask you to invite our viewers to come and participate in the Phoenix Pulse Young Drivers Program. So off you go.
So, guys, if you are 15 to 26 years old, you're Filipino with at least 1 year of racing experience, any racing experience, and you can drive a manual transmission car with a valid driver's license, and of course, no serious offense, guys. This is your chance to be the next Phoenix Plus race car driver. Guys, for me, it was a really fun experience, so I hope you guys try it out. To know more about the program, you can check the details in the comment section or message on the Tuason Racing Facebook page. So, guys, I'll see you guys there.
All right. So there you go, Mr. Raffy Rabe. Okay. So Raffy, how can they follow you? Do you have social media pages or YouTube page?
Well, yeah, you guys can follow me in Drakath43. It's on Facebook. Just search Drakath43. You guys will see me there. I share everything about my gaming, cars, and of course, when I go back to racing, it's gonna be there too, for sure.
I'd like to thank everybody for all the support. We have reached our first 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube page. And to celebrate that, we're giving away a bunch of prizes. And the winners are... Okay, so again, please follow us on our social media accounts at Tuason Racing, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tuason Racing TV, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can check out our latest videos. Please stay tuned and watch Riding Shotgun Conversations Season 2 every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And if you have any topics or guests that you'd like us to have on the show, please put it in the comments below. That's it. My name is Jp Tuason, and see you guys all on the next episode. Raffy, thanks a lot, man. See you.
Thank you.
Woo!
Bye bye.